Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another edition of 343 podcast. I'm your host, Jason. Not playing a lone striker role today. I'm joined by my co-attackers, Faraz and Riyaz. How the lads doing?
No, good. Thank you. Good, thank you. Are we attackers now? I always thought of myself as a defender.
Same
Um,
actually.
but
Look, we have to attack the week. We have to attack this new recording. In terms of famous front threes, where we're ranking ourselves. So we got MSN, we've got BBC. What do we have as, what is it? JFR?
I'm gonna,
JAR.
JAR? Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah.
BBC all day. I'll
Yeah.
take Bale in my front three.
Okay.
Honestly.
Nah, fair enough. It's obviously we've reached the end of what felt like the longest game week ever. What started on the 12th of Jan finally finished on the 22nd. 11 days. It sounds like it's 10, but it's actually 11 days. I think you guys had an easier weekend, seeing as your team played against each other last week. You could just watch the footy. Did you guys catch anything? Anything that stood out for you?
Yeah, I've just been watching a couple of AFCON games every year and there.
Okay.
Um,
Excitement
I-
galore, isn't it?
yeah.
Every game is something.
Yo, it's insane, man. But I mean, it's good to see the African teams putting on a show.
Yeah.
And good to see the love for the African game. Even on social
Yeah.
media, you have these really popular footy accounts that normally just report on, or they review Premier League games and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
actually watching the AFCON. They're actually reporting on every goal. So yeah, that's good to see that. We are being put on a sort of a pedestal. But yeah, other than that, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Bournemouth. I watched both of those games,
Okay.
and it seems like that break in Dubai did your boys some good.
Yeah, bro. Nothing a little sun can't change. If you do stay in England, you obviously understand that. It seems like it's good. It's at home against Crystal Palace that's really been struggling. So I was expecting a win. I wasn't expecting 5-0. Also, I think Arsenal cap all of their results at 5. I don't think we have it in us to score more than 5 goals. I don't know if it's a respect thing or if it's just a lack of clinicalness there. But yeah, just to go back to the AFCON, I think it's probably been one of the best spectacles we've seen recently. I think so many people don't really give African countries credit. We have a lot of African footballers that are currently playing in Europe, making up starting positions, playing key roles in very good teams in all of the top 5 European leagues. And now they actually get to see how crazy AFCON can get, how suddenly when you strip all of the European football aside and you come and play in this African country, you realize it's such a level playing ground. It's the pitches are bobbly. Suddenly the level of football is different, but it's something that's so exciting to watch. I mean, last night's game, Cameroon against Gambia, was end to end. It was high octane stuff. I'd love for there to be more African teams in the World Cup to see. Maybe we can throw names around there a bit more. We had Algeria recently, or not Algeria, I think it was Morocco recently. In the previous World Cup, everybody remembers Ghana, 2010 World Cup. So yeah, I'd love to see more African teams doing well, and maybe with a change in number of teams going into the future World Cups, maybe we'll see more of them and actually get them to compete a bit more. Riyaz, what about you? Have you been catching AFCON, or you just been chilling? Now that Spurs don't play, you just can have some peace or what?
That's actually a good way to put it. There's some peace. That's so fair. But yeah, I mean, the Arsenal game was also good to watch. I mean, any team that's gonna challenge City for the title, I'm all for.
Yeah.
So for them to you say you cap it at 5, but to get to 5, I mean, to get to 2 for you guys recently have been a struggle. So to get to 5, I think is a great advice or great way forward for you guys. So Martinelli as well back in the goals, which is good to see, and of course the set pieces as well, playing a big role there in that game. Liverpool, the win was expected, I think. To be honest, I think they'll just keep rolling on. A lot of people said that Bournemouth were going to actually put up a fight, but I mean, it's Liverpool. Liverpool are outside. I think I saw some stat that said that Liverpool haven't lost. I don't think they've lost a game without Salah in them. Like even if Salah doesn't play, they win all the games. So it's kind of weird. That's that.
Okay.
But yeah, that was an interesting game. I think the Monday Night Football game was interesting because two teams who in Brighton and Wolves who play very good football. I think we have good structure around the club, and they played out to a 0-0 draw. Entertaining 0-0 draw nonetheless, but a 0-0 draw. I thought there were going to be goals in that one. And then I want you guys' opinions on the Brentford game because there was a little, moving of the ball in Ivan Toney's goal there, his free kick.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that? Is it like all like, is it because it's not spotted, it's okay, or is VAR supposed to like take it back because it's a goal scoring opportunity? Like, what's the situation there? Because it's a bit of a gray area, I feel like sometimes.
No, that's fair. I had picked up on that as well, and it was actually only after you watched the free kick again. I think they had analyzed it, and you see him move, and we've seen players be a bit cheeky with it. Maybe they move some of that spray away just so that when they kick, maybe it's not going to be influenced. But that was crazy, and especially in the age of all the technology and stuff, I'm not sure how they couldn't pull it back. It's obviously I don't think VAR can get involved with that. I'm not too sure. I really don't understand what they can do, what they can or what they can't do, where they can intervene. Maybe maybe you know a bit more about it. But yeah,
I actually didn't watch the game at all, so
okay.
I'm not too caught up on what actually happened there or not. I saw some tweets about it, but I didn't see any videos. It was just like one of tweets with just text, so I don't really have any context.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and give you. I'm gonna give you some context, right? So you got a free kick on the edge of the box, and the referee sprayed it and whatever, and he counted out the steps for the wall. And as he was counting out the steps and setting up the wall, Toney scooped up the spray. He went a couple of let's say
some of it, not all of it, because that's crazy. But
some of the spray. Walked a bit to the maybe 30 centimeters or just a bit more than that to the right. Put the circle or the half circle down further to the right, and then put the ball there. And because of that, the wall wasn't set up properly, and then he just curled it nicely around the wall into the near post corner, and scored. So,
is that something that you basically jippoing the VAR rules, because that's not something that's probably in the rule book at all, because it's the spray. I doubt the spray is included anywhere in the rule handbook.
What can be intervened on. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Exactly, yeah.
I was actually looking at that highlight and I'm thinking, Matt Turner, obviously a former Arsenal goalkeeper, so I always look out for him, but I was like, what are you doing? This is such a poorly set up wall when you can clearly see the ball. And his wall is set up with such a big gap. So as an attacking player, if you see one of those gaps, especially when the keeper goes to the other side, it's simple. If he's not going to move quick enough, it's an easy, and I mean, Ivan Toney, to his credit, he obviously had to still finish it. But yeah, it's a bit brazy to do that, especially after you just came back from a gambling scandal. Now you want to do something.
Basically, his return, and then he's like, okay, back into the headlines again. Because the tweet that I saw, it was something like, what you have to it's some crazy thing about going behind the referee's back, knowing that you can be caught on camera, but there wasn't any context to it. But it was hashtagged with the Brentford NFO game. So that's why I knew something happened in that game, but there wasn't any video to accompany it with.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
It's crazy stuff, to be honest. I mean,
But I mean, okay, so Riyaz, you caught most of that game, right? And I'm not sure if we can really dive really deep into it because AF hadn't seen it, but I think Ivan Toney looks like he didn't actually take a break, barring maybe instances where he couldn't possibly make runs that he normally would. It's the same quality player that we'd seen previously, 8 or 9 months ago, involved in build-up play, has a good final pass. He maybe didn't get as many chances as he had liked, but I think everybody had focused on him because it was his return. So I think maybe the setup was to maybe not give him as much space, but he still managed to find that. And then his teammates came to the fore. Mope with an absolutely brilliant goal, something that I'm not really expecting from Neil Mope. But basically, the cross comes in, flicks it up, spins, volley, bottom corner, almost like, I think it was Drogba against Liverpool back in the day.
Oh,
I think
snap.
it was, but not on the, it wasn't on the chest, but he basically knocked it up and he spun and he volleyed it bottom corner from the edge of the box. So it was really good. So it was a good game. It was end to end. There were goals. There was excitement. Yeah, I don't know. Nottingham Forest had a very good run recently, and then Wolves as well. I'm not Wolves, sorry. Brentford seemed to, maybe Ivan Toney's return sparks them into somewhat of a better run of form.
Was Ivan Toney banned from training as well? Was he banned from the grounds? Was he allowed to train in the time that he was suspended?
I don't know, actually. I think he could have possibly been allowed to train. Stand under correction for that. But I think he was, because I mean, he was obviously training on his own, but I doubt that he just started the training in the week when the suspension. So I think he must have.
Because like you said, he looked like he never left. So chances are he's probably been training this entire time.
Yeah,
just to keep his sharpness.
Keep the sharpness, but also so that the team doesn't lose the identity set. Because I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. He is the focal point, and if it's not
100%.
him, then it's both him and Brian Mbuemo. Obviously, Mbuemo is injured. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's not AFCON.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely been geared around him. I think we saw a bit of Jan Visse playing in that similar sort of role and stuff like that. Sorry, Yaz, I had obviously cut you off. If you want to add anything onto that.
No, I was actually going to say exactly that. Like, so he comes back and like the team, like even before he left, the team revolved around him. So it's kind of a seamless transition where the team knows what they're going to get. He knows what he's going to get from the team and the way that the structure is set up and the identity of the team and how they play. So it's kind of a seamless transition. When he comes back in, they know what's going on. He knows what to do. How to affect the game in a certain way, how the team is going to be able to find him, even though they have so many injuries. And I actually saw the list. They actually have like quite a bit of injuries at the moment, which I guess is why they're doing so badly, or they have had a bad run of form recently. But that's exactly what I was going to say. The identity of the team, that they know how he plays. He knows how they play. They center around each other, and you could see it in that game. You could see it.
No, for sure. You had also briefly alluded to Salah, Liverpool. You know, we were expecting sort of a win. We have to commend Liverpool for how they've gone on in this little time that Salah hasn't been there, and even with their many injuries and stuff, they've just quietly crept on. You know, just accruing the points where it was necessary and things like that. And we saw a very dominant second half where Liverpool just turned up, and it was suddenly going and it was flowing, and that was without Salah, and we saw Jota coming to the fore. We saw Darwin actually getting involved a bit more now. We previously spoke about Liverpool not being in a title race. They were just being there. But now, are we considering it a 3-horse race now? With Arsenal's win, okay, Villa's still in this. So maybe we can go 4-horse race.
Liverpool were always in the title race.
I agree with that.
100%. They were always in the title race.
I think Arsenal is the third wheel at the moment, I'll be honest.
Yeah, Arsenal seem like they've just gone to the side. Like it's,
Nikita, if you listening or watching this, Liverpool were always in the title race. 100%.
We see this. They have this efficiency, and we've spoken about it last season. Nikita talks about it often because every season around this time, Liverpool start to pick up points. Maybe it's not as close to Jan as it is maybe like March to May, where they just go on a crazy run, but they have an identity that allows them to scrape it. They also have an identity that allows them to play some decent football, and they've got a fair few youngsters that are coming through now that are adding the quality and that depth that they need. When you look at this run, they missed Robbo for an extremely long time, but you'd actually never say that. You had Joe Gomez, who maybe is not as mobile as Robbo was or is, but he did exactly what they needed to do, and that was defend, which allowed Trent to then move into more of a creative role, and we saw that with how many goals, how many assists he had then chipped in with, and it was vital moments. They've got, I'm just going to pull up fixtures here, but I think they've got a very decent run of fixtures. So they go to Chelsea next, or they have Chelsea, then they go to Arsenal, then it's Burnley, and then it's a very good run of fixtures until, I think, game week 28, which is the 9th of March, where they play Man City. If they keep ticking on, it's actually for everybody else to try and catch Liverpool. Are we thinking that without Salah, they maybe fall maybe 1 or 2 spots here, or are they just going to continue?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've mentioned this a million times before on the show, and that is Jurgen Klopp's teams are always well-oiled. Like, if somebody gets injured, like now, Trent isn't there, Robbo's not there, Salah's not there, they're still winning teams 4-0. They still look dominant. They have depth in almost every single position. It's crazy. The game of the weekend against Bournemouth, Alexis McAllister, he had so much freedom in that midfield. And Nikita said it before, when he's a 10, he's a 10. Like, when he got into those positions, he is such a joy to watch. And it's frightening. As a United supporter, I hate it that Liverpool is so good, and that Klopp's team, Klopp is able to rally his troops in this way with injuries. But I mean, the bottom line is they manage to see teams off no matter what is coming at them, what is coming towards them.
I would love to see when Trent comes back. I would love to see the comparison between when he wasn't there and when he was there, like before. How many goals they've conceded and how many goals they scored. Both of those things, because I feel like just the general play, the way that they're playing. I didn't say that, but all I'm saying is like just the way that
I do agree. Sorry, Riyaz. Yeah.
I just said the way that they're playing is more in, and even with like I was gonna say a youngster like Conor Bradley, like he's a youngster and he's slotted in there on the right back and he's playing really well for the team. He's playing within the team parameters and it allows the rest of the team to do certain things. And I'm not saying that. Also, I'm okay. Let's go to a different point. But I'm not saying that Salah is not a great winger. I'm not saying that Salah is a great winger. He's an asset to any team that he plays for. But when you have Diaz, Nunes, Jota, Gakpo, who will slot into the team system, you just see that it doesn't matter who plays there. Like if the team presses well and the team is going to play well together, then the team is going to score goals and they're going to win games. So no doubt Salah will come back and he will score goals like he was. He will assist like he was doing it. But at the end of the day, Liverpool were winning games. They are winning games and they're going to be winning games. So no matter who plays in that system, I think Klopp is the mastermind there, and he's built his team in a certain way where certain cogs, like you said, Robertson as well, very important for the past couple of seasons, very important. He's gone and they're still doing, they're top of the table by 5 points. So I think it's a testament to the way that the club is run and the way that the system is implemented, where the press is implemented. I mean, Jota has always been an amazing striker, and just to have a bit of license to, I guess, shine a bit more now. We'll see how that goes. But I think that they are definitely not maybe in the driver's seat for the title, but definitely are the ones that are going to fight City the closest.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I mean, I think Salah's role in the team is often understated because people expect him to be banging massive amounts of goals as he had previously done. His role has changed since Firmino's left, since Mane's gone, which is fine. I mean, people adapt. Certain of the good players get better sometimes. Some of them just focus on one particular skill set. I think they found ways to play with both Salah and without Salah, and it's efficient either way. And that's scary because I think similar to City, where they didn't have Haaland, they had Julian Alvarez playing through the middle, they had Bernardo Silva slotting in once Kevin De Bruyne wasn't there, they had Foden finally making it off the bench to actually contribute and all those things. All of the good teams find ways to win. And it shows in these last few seasons where Liverpool and City have been going head to head. Obviously, City edging it more often than ever. But it shows that Jurgen Klopp is still, like you say, he's still got that, not going to say the touch per se, but he's still got that that acumen, to still set up a team in a way that's profitable and not profitable, but more efficient.
And robust.
Yeah. And it's like it's not always going to be pretty, which is fine, because at the end of the season, people don't look at, okay, Liverpool played and they played very pretty football for 20 games, and then for 10 games it was a bit rough, and then there were 8 or so games that were just here and there. People look whether you're first or second. That's all that. So if it's ugly one week and then suddenly you smash teams 4-1, 4-0, 3-0, all of those things, that's fine too. And they are multifaceted, which is scary. I think you're in a very big conundrum here, because City either go 4-peat or Liverpool equal Man United's record, or Arsenal finally win the league. So, for so many
I'm
years.
taking Arsenal all day, every day.
I'm with you.
Might as well just go buy a Arsenal jersey at Somalia
I have
Town
one
or
of them here
something.
for you, bro. I have more than enough here for you. Don't worry.
But to go to the other side of London, just before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Liverpool has been consistent for so long.
Yeah.
Chelsea's starting to find their footing. I don't know if you caught any of the highlights from last night. That was quite lethal against Middlesbrough. They took no prisoners over there. They've been looking good in the Premier League as well. So do you think that has any longevity to it? Do you think it's just like a purple patch that they're going through, or do you think that they're finally finding their footing moving forward?
Riyaz, maybe do you want to take the first bout and I'll grab second? Yeah.
I'll take it. I mean, I think that if you look at the way that they set up last night, I think that was crucial into kind of how they played, because, they didn't. So usually they play with a centre back at left back, like Colwell plays at left back, and then they have Malagusto or whoever is playing on at right back. But last night they played Disasi at right back and Colwell played at left back with Silva and Colwell in the middle, which I think worked really well. And then
Colwell is he's probably the best centre back that they have after Thiago Silva.
Agreed. And then they played Cole Palmer as a 10. They didn't play him out wide on the left or on the right. They played him as a 10, which worked out so well for them, because then they had the wide under Sterling and Mudryk to provide the width, and Palmer could just slot in the balls with Enzo and Caicedo behind, and they played really, really well. Very good connecting. And I think that if they get the system right, it's again down to the system and the players that he wants to put into the system, because he's tried a lot of things this season and it hasn't really worked out for him. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think that if he sticks to kind of how this team is looking now, with Enzo and Caicedo and Palmer in the middle, and then the two wide men. Unfortunately, there's no place for Gallagher. That means he probably has to come to Spurs, but that's okay as well. So I think that'll work out quite well. Nicholas Jackson can stay out the team. Nkunku can come back when he's ready. And as long as he has a system that can work like that, with a wide man and Cole Palmer in the middle, putting through balls and finding pockets of space, I think that will work really well for them. So if that's going to be how he's going to play for the rest of the season, I think that they'll come up slowly, maybe to 8th, 9th, maybe. And that's about it.
No, for sure. It was I'd caught highlights quickly before this actually, and I'd seen it, and it's obviously Middlesbrough, so you take everything with a pinch of salt, but you still have to score the goals, you still have to create the chances, and after they missed all of them in that first leg, it was just right that they had to score all of them. I don't think we're going to have a title charge from them. I think there's still teams that are playing more consistently. They might run maybe 7th or 6th very close. But I don't think in this current state, where one game they'll have a very good game, and then the next, like that Fulham game, they had won 1-0. It was a penalty, but I think I caught the back end of the game, and it's like Fulham could have scored. They could have scored many goals actually in that last bit. So I think there's still a lot of uncertainty, firstly, around who's their first 11, who are the key subs that would always come on and influence the game, and then also they've just got too many players. So you've named a side there that sounds great, but they've still got so many other players that could also come in, and I think that's going to be Poch's problem. Like, I mean, I go back to the fact that if you can't win it with PSG, we have to ask certain questions, right? If you can't win the league, if you can't challenge while they, with the quality that they have, and in the league that's supposedly the Farmers League, it does, it puts a bit of an asterisk next to it, right? So I think it's an interesting few weeks coming up because the games start coming thick and fast again. They obviously don't have European football, so that maybe helps them, but I think it will be interesting.
Look, it looks like it's starting to look like a Kane curse, eh? I'm just letting you know, it's starting to look like a Kane curse.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Look,
saying.
we have to talk about the Bundesliga. We unfortunately can't talk about it now. We've run out of time. It's been quick. It's been a lot that we discussed.
Kane and Eric Dyer, both coming from Spurs. I mean,
Yeah.
can't be coincidence.
Yeah.
Luckily, we don't have the curse anymore, so they have the curse.
Then, Pochettino probably goes to Bayern, and then Bayern win the league. Guys, that's where we're going to leave it. We can go on further, but it's okay. We'll leave it short and sweet. We have a lot of football coming up. We will be back soon. AF, we've discussed this every episode, but where can the people find you? Where are you active?
One last thing. It's probably going to take a minute. I'm just going to go around quickly. Spurs vs City, Friday night, FA Cup. Predictions. Rapid fire. Jason, let's go.
Rapid fire. Okay, I'm going City 3-2.
Riyaz?
Is it a replay situation, or does it go to penalties on the night?
I think it's
knockout football. Yeah, I think it's FA Cup. It's knockout football.
No, but I mean, if they draw, don't they do replays, isn't it? Yeah, they do replays the following or something like that.
Okay. How about then we do a 2-2 draw, I suppose.
Okay.
I think no Son. They Sonless. KDB's back. I think 3-1 City.
Okay, I take it back. Just because all people I forgot about Son and everybody's gone. I forgot we're missing so many players. I'll go with the 3-1 Spurs.
Okay, but also at the Spurs Stadium, which City haven't had any luck. So yeah, mine is a bit of a wild one, but let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
At AF Parker 642 on all socials: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, alles wat mal is, you name it, threads, everything. Come chat.
Okay, Riyaz.
I'm on X at Parker_Riyaz and on Instagram at RiyazParker7.
Perfect. At Jason_Ronnie on X, Instagram, threads. We're on TikTok as well, guys. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. We always appreciate it. Any like, any comment, any share means the world for us. We are slowly moving. We are trying to improve. So all of the likes and all of the comments, all of the feedback really helps. Guys, thank you very much for all of the subs as well. Thank you. Don't forget the subs. Don't forget to ask your ma to create a YouTube account and then sub to the account and all those things. Thanks for availing yourself. We'll catch you on the next one. We've been 343. See you guys in the future.